So Marcus, what do you think are the biggest challenges facing the rail technology industry today, and how is Amadeus going about addressing those challenges?
Well, what I see is a historical situation, which is not particularly a challenge. So the historical situation is fragmentation. When it comes to method of payment, making sure that everybody can use a single system for ticketing and collection of money for revenues, as they do in, for instance, in the air companies with BSP or ARC in North America. That's something that we need to work out on in the industry. Another element is just combining different possibilities of trips in one country with another, one rail system to another, because there are different IT hosting systems. It's also fragmented, and commercial agreements obviously are also fragmented. So fragmentation in general, I would say, it's not a challenge, it's just a situation in which we are in, which actually brings the rail industry to a tremendous opportunity. As we evolve with technology and as we evolve with expanding rail tracks across Europe, for example, then you will have more opportunities to have new commercial relationships and actually even reduce costs by having Amadeus, for instance, taking care of community environment, so that the IT systems of the rail industries eventually are in one single place, and everybody is paying a little bit of the cost and paying less and less every time. So that is what I would call one of the most important areas for IT partnership when it comes to Amadeus and the rail industry. We also believe that there is a tremendous, and I would say endless, upside when it comes to revenue possibilities. Imagine that everyone has the opportunity to enter into the Amadeus global distribution environment, and that everyone speaks the same language, the same standards, airlines and also rail companies and any other player, and then that will open immediately a seamless possibility to create more revenues, do cross-sellings, create partnership with other rail companies, create partnership with airlines, or actually compete with airlines. And that produces a tremendous area for cross-selling also, because you could have a rail company selling cruises, packages, insurance, car, rail, air, everything from themselves and from any other kind of provider in the travel industry.
In your presentation, you mentioned how rail companies are becoming both providers and subscribers. Could you elaborate on that?
Basically, that's not an element that, that's an industry situation of almost any industry that has been successful already in the internet business. If you go to Amazon, Amazon is not only selling books anymore. If you go to companies like, airline companies like Qantas in Australia, Qantas.com is now selling with Amadeus solutions like insurance. It will be very soon also selling hotels, and probably cruises or something else in the future. We don't know anything that we can think of. And what happens is that what used to be an Amadeus travel provider, like an airline, is actually now becoming a subscriber when it comes to other type of provider from any other industry. So we no longer have a situation of this is a provider and this is a subscriber. Anyone can be anything. You even have companies, travel management companies that probably have their own hotel inventory and that they want to sell that in the system. Maybe they could do that in the future, and then they also become providers of hotel because they have their own inventories negotiated somewhere else. And finally, you can even say that the B2C players, the end consumer, is becoming a provider of feedback of their experience when traveling to the providers. For example, with user-generated content, when somebody is doing a trip through Traveltainment and providing their feedback on a hotel experience.
And finally, what do rail travelers themselves what do they have to look forward to in terms of their total travel experience? So from reservation of their tickets to post-trip recommendations and reviews, for example. Could you paint a picture of the future in this respect?
Well, the situation is that we need to stop thinking about the specifics and take a step back from time to time. And stop thinking P&Rs and stop thinking that the purpose is to sell a seat in an airplane or in a rail coach. What customers want to do, the end customer, is go places. And the way they do it is something that we need to take very, very seriously. Can you imagine that I pull out my BlackBerry and I block a meeting next week and I just tell my system, I am in Madrid and I'm going to Barcelona for a particular meeting. I will stay there 2 hours, and I just put in the agenda, I'm going on that day, 15th of July, 2-hour meeting at 10 o'clock in the morning, but at 7 o'clock I need to be in London. Can you imagine that with the moment I do that with a calendar system, the calendar tells a booking system that I need AVE, which is the high-speed rail in Spain, and it books me automatically with Renfe from Madrid to Barcelona, and it already proposes that I need to leave at 8 o'clock in the morning so I could be there X time for the meeting, and it already proposes me automatically that I need to be by the airport in Barcelona at certain times so that I can make it at 7 o'clock. And all of this is because it's done in a very intelligent way. So all of a sudden, what we realize is that we're not thinking about one P&R or anything else. We're thinking about what is it this guy wants. This guy wants to go to places. And everything that triggers the whole process of the journey is done by a calendar. But at the back, there is somehow Amadeus and different travel providers working together and in an automated way to get you there. And then every step you make, you have you get prompts in your BlackBerry or any other device telling you where you are and identifying new changes, telling you that there was a flight cancelled and proposing you a new trip to be made because that one was cancelled, and you say, yes, I'm going to take that new option. You already automatically rebooked. That is a pleasant travel journey. It's very proactive and also interactive.